Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Flix and Giggles. I am DJ Keo.
And I am Basil Barrington, and we are back with another film review. Today, we are going to take a look at Crime 101. This is available on Amazon Prime Video. IMDb
Mhm.
gave it a 6.8. Keo, what do you think about this 6.8 with Crime 101?
I, as far as a Marvel Avengers movie, I think it was good, man. I think six is kind of low. I don't think it's a six, but it's definitely an enjoyable movie.
Why are you
You'll like
calling
it.
it a Marvel joint?
Everybody from Marvel is in this movie, man. They get three main superheroes from Marvel are
Mhm,
and main people in this movie.
mhm.
That's a lot. I've never seen a movie like that with all of these people in there.
Yeah.
And they're not minor characters either. You have Storm, you have Hulk and Thor. There's the lead actors in this movie.
Storm was whack, though. That's Halle Berry, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
Halle
she
Berry
was
was Storm
whack. I
though.
saw that one when she was in it, man.
In the X-Men,
Yeah,
regardless of how you feel about it, she's a top character, right?
she's a top
Storm's a
character.
top
Yeah,
character in Marvel. She's
mhm.
top dog. She
She's
runs
top.
the X-Men.
They had a lot of cats in here. They brought out Nick Nolte. They had Hemsworth, Halle Berry. They had oh boy, what's old boy's name?
Ruffalo.
They had Ruff.
I can't stand Ruffalo. Yeah, no, what's the name? Kyogen, whatever his name is.
Yeah, dude. Like, okay, so I told you this offline. Look, I told you, like, first of all, I don't mess with Ryan Reynolds. Anything that Ryan Reynolds is in, I don't watch. You know, this guy, Barry Keoghan or whatever his name is, he was in Peaky Blinder, the movie. I'm not messing with him, because
He
anytime I
has
see him in a movie, I'm just like, when is someone gonna get rid of him? But they the other person who was in here was Corey Hawkins. Dude, he is
I like
coming
him. He's a good
up.
actor. He's a
He's
good actor. I
coming
like
up.
him.
How much you think this film,
This is
the
like a
film
bit
budget
role though. He didn't
was?
really do anything though.
Yeah.
But I would say because they this was in the theaters at first.
Yeah.
Earlier this year when it came
Real
out.
early.
Yeah, yeah. I saw something instead of watching this. All right,
Mhm.
that's like I looked at the trailer for this initially and I was like, that's fine. But it had to have been at least 100 million to make it. And then it had to have been at least 50 million to advertise because did regular marketing for it. Because it's high profile stars in this thing.
Yeah.
They got marketed.
Yeah.
They can't leave this thing to rumors and hearsay. They actually put billboards and stuff up. So at least 150 million for this movie. At
Word on the
least.
street is 90 million.
This I'm not surprised. But like at half the budget has to go to advertising. So
Yeah,
whatever it
they
costs,
went to the
half of it will
actors
be
for real.
so you got $200 million dollar movie, 100 million advertising. Like, it's got to be that level.
Dude. So Halle Berry, she comes out of the woodworks, she's doing her thing. Halle Berry, she's gonna like take what really works for her and really nothing
Yeah,
else.
she don't have to
She's
do
like
anything. She Halle
she
Berry,
she
but she
doesn't
got to
have
pay
to
for
do
her
anything.
husband still. So
Yeah.
she's got
She's
alimony
gotta
checks.
oh my goodness, dude. Come on. Come on, dude. And like it's listen,
I'm
ladies,
lame, man.
do not marry a man in Georgia because your money's gonna be taken away from you for real.
Mhm.
The movie itself, you want to give a brief overview and then we can get into it?
So basically, this is kind of like a cops and robbers movie, and your Thor is the main character of the movie, and he's a criminal, and
Mhm.
he's got this code of ethics he believes in. He don't want to hurt anybody, and he's been running this string of robberies down the 101
The
highway,
101.
yeah, in California. And
Yep,
so he's
LA.
been running this string of this high profile high robberies and without getting
Jewelry,
anybody hurt,
diamonds.
jewelry, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever, without hurting anybody. He just does the robbery, gets in and out, whatever. And this old rustic police officer, which I cannot stand as actor. Mark Ruffalo is the worst person on
Why
earth, man.
don't you like this guy?
I can't stand this guy is too busy running his mouth around. Anyways, all right.
Mhm,
So Mark Ruffalo is a ruffled, old head police officer.
mhm.
He's a cop, detective, and he's bucking the system, fighting crime, whatever. And he thinks he has a theory about who this guy is, the 101 bandit guy. He's got a theory about who this guy is, and so he's chasing him, putting the clues together throughout the whole movie. It's a
Mhm.
cat and mouse game between the two of them, and I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I thought it was great.
Yeah. I enjoyed it too, man. I was telling you offline that
Mhm.
I started watching this movie around 2 o'clock in the morning, right? I was doing some stuff like with DJ mapping, started watching it, and I thought I was going to fall asleep, but I ended up watching it because
I was up,
it
man.
was kind of interesting. You know, it had like a really good storyline. Character arc was really good. Um, and
Mhm.
you know, it was 2.5 hours. I thought I would have to chop this up into like 3 days or something like that. Dude, I sat down at 2 a.m., watched it until it was over. And I was
'Cause
like, this is
you know
pretty
what I think it
compelling.
is?
Hmm.
I think for as far as the movie goes, it's not it's cookie cutter, but it's not cookie cutter.
Yeah.
Is when you're watching it, you're trying to figure out, well, what's gonna happen next? Like there's not it's not the regular formula for the movie. Like the movie's pretty basic, right?
Hmm.
It's nothing spectacular for the movie. But like when you're watching the movie, you're trying to figure out, well, what's gonna happen next? What's gonna happen to this guy? What's gonna happen? And so like the mixture of everything, like Thor turned into like a husband. He's doing boyfriend girlfriend stuff. He's trying to give his life. He's trying to throw his life away. He's in love with this girl, and
Hmm.
she wasn't having it. I don't. I gotta say this, all right. I can't see Thor dating this girl, right? Ever.
Yeah.
Even the way they try to make him awkward and he's uncomfortable talking to girls. I can't see how this is possible. It's Thor.
Like, dude, you're Thor.
You're Thor. Like, it's just say what's up.
you,
What's up? That's it.
mhm.
That's all you gotta do. You're good. Somebody's gonna be like, all right, Thor, let's go.
You know
That's
what's
it.
weird is this again, this is a 2.5 hour movie, 2 hours and 22 minutes. Um, and dude, Halle Berry, she didn't like have a lot of lines in this joint. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Well, she's a big character star.
Hmm.
Like, she's a star.
Yeah,
She was not the focus of it, but she was the focus of it, if you will.
right.
She was important to the whole plot. She's important to it.
Do you
But
think that you could have thrown someone else in there to replace Halle Berry and it would have been just as good?
yeah, I don't think you needed any of these people to be honest, because
Yeah.
we were saying it offline. This feels like an art house movie, like
Yeah.
Usual Suspects or something like that.
Hmm.
And they swung for the fences with celebrities,
Wow.
and it didn't work out. But like they could have shot this movie for like 15 million with a bunch of C-list people you never heard of before, and we would have been fine.
Yep.
As far as the main characters go, they would have been fine. Like I don't think there's anything special.
Yeah.
Like watching Thor act, he's an okay actor, but he's not a great actor.
Yeah. Hemsworth. Is that the one with
Ruffalo,
the twin brother?
no, he's got 3 brothers,
Yeah, and
but,
they
like,
they act.
they're
Mhm.
close, whatever. But I'm
Right.
just saying,
Mhm.
like, Ruffalo is the only accomplished actor well, Halle Berry's too,
Halle
but,
Berry
like,
too. Mhm.
Ruffalo's the main
Nick
accomplished
Nolte
actor.
too. Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte
Mhm.
too, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, Ruffalo's the main accomplished actor that can do stage and whatever, whatever, and then Halle Berry's good, and then Thor is Thor, alright? If we're being
Right.
real
Mhm.
here, right? So if you had a different lead actor to do the thing, it would have been totally fine. Like Thor trying to keep his accent, like it was rough, man. It's like certain sections, but like, I like Thor, so it's fine. Like Hemsworth, I liked Hemsworth. It's not a big deal, but it wasn't spectacular. Like the acting wasn't spectacular. That I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god, I lost my mind in this thing. I'm just focused on what's happening here. It was just like, yeah, that's Thor. Oh, Thor's robbing banks now. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's Halle Berry. Storm is doing this now. Like you're just they're at this point in their careers where it's hard to take them out of whatever they've done. Like I even mentioned Hemsworth. I call him Thor because he's Thor, right? It's like Henry
So
Cavill Superman. Like it is what it is. Like
I was telling you this too, right? Boy, the Kiagan guy is just his name. I think his character was like Orman or something like that. But dude, like he was just so annoying. I was just like, okay, when is this guy? When is he gonna get lumped up? Where's this lump? Where's this
someone's
lump
gonna
sandwich? Huh? Because he needs a
someone's gonna
lump
clap.
sandwich for real. It's just acting all goofy, screaming, everything else. Just being all erratic and everything. It's just like every time I see him in something, he's the same character.
he's master creepy. Like he's done it, man.
Yeah.
He's got this thing. And you know what? There's not gonna be he's never gonna run out of roles for being somebody creepy. I
Mhm.
think the rough part for him, like he could do dramatic stuff, no problem. Him trying to be a normal person would be tough.
Yeah. Mhm.
Or like the love interest. I can't see that. I don't
No.
I Sabrina
Him in a
Carpenter's gotta explain
romance? Come
herself,
on.
man. Right? She's got to explain herself here. How did this happen? Like, how did this
Or
happen to you?
could you see him in one of the Citadel franchises where he's like one of those super spies?
I can see him as the bad guy, like the villain. Yeah, absolutely.
Screaming, yelling, being
He's
erratic
a
and
good
everything.
villain. Throwing lobster across the room and like,
Yeah.
where's my get go get them? Like, I can see that. I can totally see that.
Yeah.
Or like maybe creepy bad spy. Possibly. He's got a lot of reforming to do to come across as a lead actor in a movie and people have a good positive feeling
He will
because he's
never
done a
be a
lot of
lead.
bad guys.
He will
He's done
never
a
be a
lot.
lead. He is goofy, dude. He will never be a
He's not,
lead.
I don't even think he's goofy. I think he's evil. Like he's got that vibe down. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mhm.
There's certain people like Kevin Spacey, where if Kevin Spacey plays a bad guy, I'm like, I believe that.
Yeah.
I totally believe that.
Yeah.
There's
Mhm.
no questions asked. Like I'm buying into this. All right.
Mhm.
He's got that thing going down to be evil or just uh creepy. I guess the best thing to say is creepy.
Yeah.
He's got that down packed. Like he got that soul.
Now,
I don't know.
you know what else is kind of interesting about this movie? So in the beginning, when old boy was like pulling out in his caddy and he was just like, burning rubber all over LA, right? And I'm just
Yeah.
like, so like the cops can like pinpoint where he was and just follow the skid marks
Yes.
to
You
the
can't get away,
garage.
it's traffic.
Right.
I lived in LA, man, I grew up there. There's
Mhm.
traffic everywhere, man.
It was
You're
kind of dope how like when they started the
Heist
film,
is
how they were
crazy.
like, turning the whole picture around like that. That was kind of ill. Right.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
the
like,
cinematography was decent.
yeah,
It was pretty good.
cinematography. So that also explains and I was telling you also offline that I thought the soundtrack was really cool. They only
Mhm.
played two songs with vocals, right? Everything else was done by like the music person. They played the synthesizer, everything. They had the perfect music for the perfect scenes, right? Ethereal
Mhm.
music for this, like drama music for that, the whole nine.
As you
So
should.
so if you're like so they did the opposite. They said, you know what? We're actually not going. We're going to bring in all these like
It's the
actors and
anti Peaky
actresses,
Blinders.
but we don't have the money for like to play all these tracks.
You probably ran out of money and they're like, "Yo,
Right.
you play everything, bro."
Exactly. So the soundtrack because I was just I don't think you could have had like a really cheesy soundtrack in this either because it was
No,
I don't know, it just wasn't worth it. But like you said, the money really went towards the actors and actresses, right?
they paid
Because
everybody.
yeah,
He
because
had
there
to.
there were not any like, explosions, buildings
Mhm.
being, no fires, nothing like that, just like a car chase. The only sort of thing that really happened was like when old boy was chasing the motorcycle and the motorcycle flipped over the car. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a clear street too, which is that's not LA, man.
No.
That's not LA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clear
Mhm.
streets, you can do a car chase.
It's
Come on,
crazy as anything. But
man.
yo, you saw those pictures of they were taking of the 101, how crowded it was. I was like, who travels the 101?
Insanity, man.
I was
Absolute
like, yo,
insanity.
because I mean, the last time I was in LA, which was years ago,
Mhm.
and I met my boy downtown LA, and I had to get on a 101 in this cab. And dude,
Just get out your car, man. You can walk there.
I could have walked there for real.
It's pure traffic. I don't get it, man. But all right,
Yeah.
it's Hollywood. They got open streets. They can do car chases. All right,
So
man.
so there was also, excuse me, a little bit of ageism in this movie too.
Oh, they're
um
cooking Halle
it
Berry,
was
man.
with
Good lord.
it was with Ruffalo, his character. They were
Yeah,
basically lieutenant was basically like, dude, you got to get with the program. You're old, basically, right? And then with
yeah,
Halle Berry, her boss says, she was trying to get like, become a partner in this like, insurance company firm she worked for. And, she was like, I may leave. And he was like, you know what? he basically said, I'll give you 2 reasons why you won't leave. 53 or 53. He basically said, "You're not leaving because you're 53 years old." I was
Yeah, I
like,
paused the
"Whoa."
movie like,
I was like,
oh,
"Whoa." But you know what? She came in, and I kind of think that she may have made that sort of scene up herself. She was like, "Why don't I just go in here? I have an
mhm,
idea. Why don't I just go into his office, tell him off in front of the new girl who's going to take over, and then
mhm,
leave, right?" And
mhm,
it was also kind of interesting how you go through life living a moral life, living an honest life, right? And then
yeah,
all of a sudden, out of the blue, you're like, hey, you know what? These diamonds are coming in,
mhm.
and then the money's here. That's 11 million. I want 3 million. She was living this
Yeah, she's trying to get
fabulous
out of
life,
out the game.
and it's just like,
Mhm.
wow, now you're doing some criminal acts stuff. And I was just like, I couldn't, that really didn't like square with me that well, because I was like, you don't just turn around like that. Like,
Yeah,
first of
yeah,
all,
yeah.
you don't need the money. You know what I'm saying? And then it was
Well,
just
yeah,
like,
she's
hey,
not
I
broke.
want to be a criminal. Yeah.
She's she wants to be partner. That's different from I'm broke. I'm not
Yeah.
making any sales. She's making sales. Like
She lives on a beach.
she lives on the
She
beach. She's
has a
doing
place
good.
on the beach. You know what I'm saying?
She lives
For
on the
real.
beach, drives the Benz. Like she's doing okay, right? She's
She's
not
dude,
hurting.
she, yo, you know,
That's what I'm saying. Like that's the interesting thing about this movie, right? And I'll say this: the one takeaway I had, that the two moral upstanding people, because like when Thor tried to get Halle Berry to go do the crime, she was like, "Oh hell no!" She was about to yell at the police officer to go arrest this guy. She was like,
right.
"I want no part of this." She ran out the restaurant like, "I want no part of this." And then Ruffalo. Ruffalo is his entire thing was about being an upstanding guy and doing the right thing. And they had a whole scene about him. The where the cop tried to plant a gun on this dude. Well,
Yeah.
no, there was a guy. I think they had a gun,
It,
but he didn't pull it out.
mhm,
He's trying to justify for the shooting. And Ruffalo's like, "Oh no, 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 not on my watch." And then he steals the diamonds. I was like, "Bro, that one thing." I thoroughly enjoyed the movie, but that one thing bothered me. I don't know why, because you guys went out your way for both of them, for Halle Berry and Ruffalo. You
mhm,
went out of your way to make these guys super upstanding people and be adverse to risk and committing crimes and doing
mhm.
all this stuff like that. And then the first chance they get, they're like, "I'll do a crime, sure, why not?" Like
And here's the thing.
that's wild.
Okay, so both of them were like honest people. Then all of a sudden they're like,
Yeah.
doing cruddy stuff, and now they're gonna
Mhm,
get together. So it's like when I sometimes someone have asked me, or I remember having conversations like this, where
mhm.
um, a woman, a single woman, latches on to a married man. The married man divorces his wife, then marries his side piece, right? And I say this all the
Never
time.
works.
I'm like,
It
so
never
what do
works.
you think is going to happen to you?
Yeah, 100%.
Right. So Halle Berry and Ruffalo, they're coming together on some criminal stuff. And it's just like, oh, now they're going to
Mhm.
be a couple. I mean, because he gave her like what, eight,
That's a couple
like
$1,000,000 in the
yeah,
diamonds,
yeah,
man.
yeah, for real, because they were like 8 carats a piece, and I was just like, wow, that's crazy, man. So that was kind of unbelievable, because again, both of them were
I didn't like
upstanding.
that part.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
both upstanding, and now all of a sudden you're gonna come together as a
Mhm.
couple, knowing like that both of you did some like cruddy stuff. So it was just like, okay, wow. So it's
I didn't
now
like
Halle
that. Like
Berry, you're about to date a dirty cop,
yeah, like, yeah, like,
you know?
I d it took away from the movie for me, and then this is the thing, it happened at the end of the movie, so
Hmm.
that's why, like, I still have a positive feeling about the movie, but once I saw that, I was like I sat down on my couch, I'm like, "Oh, man, I don't like that." And it kinda bothered me. If he was dirty the whole movie and he did that, I've been
Yeah,
like,
it'd
"Alright,
be
cool."
different.
Yeah, it'd be bad, but, like, he's trying to be upstanding the whole movie and does the dirty thing at the end and steals the diamonds. I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't know, it rubbed me the wrong way.
yeah.
There's something about that rubbed me the wrong way. And then Thor didn't come out there with nothing. I'm like, "That's trash, man." Thor should have got something, man.
He got the girl. He got the girl he really wanted. He was like, you know what? That was an opportunity for him. Oh boy said, like, Ruffalo was like, get out of here, basically. He's like, you got a choice. I can arrest you or you can get out of here, and don't come back.
I
but
know he's got money and stuff, and
mhm,
he
yeah,
could leave at any moment, but,
and
like, I
he was
want Thor to
thinking.
come out on top. He's
Mhm.
Thor. He should came out on top on something, man.
But he was
I'm
thinking,
just
he was like, "Yo, you know what? This is actually a great opportunity to, link up with this girl I met organically, and
mhm.
like have a really, kind of a, sort of low level or at least low key sort of life opposed to doing all this like,
Well, he's
robbing
under
and
a
stealing
picture.
and
We don't know
stuff,
if that's gonna work out, though. We
Mhm.
don't know if that's gonna work out. He's just
Give
under
it
a
a try
picture.
though, you know what I'm
He's
saying?
trying.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll allow that, but, like, he didn't really we're not guaranteed they're gonna get together and fix everything, right?
Yeah. Who knows? There may be a Crime 101 part 2. Who knows? We are talking about Crime 101. It is available on Amazon Prime Video. Keo, what are you going to rate Crime 101?
I would have given it a 9, but the thing with Ruffalo just I can't stand Ruffalo, and he turns out to be dirty cop too. Like
Mhm.
it took it down for me. So I give it an 8. But like it was a good movie. It's an actually good movie.
Yeah.
Acting is good, plot is good, storyline is good. Acting is it was pretty good from considering who's in there. It was pretty good, and I like the music. That's another thing. Now that you talked about it, like I'm watching movies. Like there's too much songs in here, man.
Yeah, dude, that's
Yeah,
distracting. That is distracting. We have to do a video just exclusively about music and music and movie and TV and film because
yeah, yeah. No,
it's
it's a
dumb.
thing. For
Yeah.
sure, it's a thing. It's
Mhm.
annoying when it happens, but so
Yeah.
like, yeah. As far as that goes, I like overall. I like the movie. I can't stand Ruffalo still. He's still in my my do not disturb annoyance list. If I see him, I'm just like, ah, dude. But like, he's a good act. I can't deny he's a good actor.
Yeah.
He's like Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey's a dirtbag, but if he's in a movie, I'm like,
But he's good. I want to watch it.
it's
I want to
gonna
see
be
it.
good. It's probably gonna be good.
People
I don't
don't
have to
like
spoil
Tom
it for
Cruise. I
it.
want to see Tom Cruise in movies.
No, Tom Cruise is gonna be good. It's gonna be a good movie. He's
I want to
running.
see
Come on,
Tom
man.
Cruise in movies, dude, for real.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just saying, like, I know Ruffalo, he's an awful person in real life, but he's a good actor.
Yeah.
So I'll give it that. All right. So
Mhm.
that's that. I give it an 8. It's
Yeah.
definitely worth watching.
I'm actually going to give it a 9 because I was it's a film that a lot of people can watch, like if you're is there's some drama there, They call it
Mhm,
action, and there was some action there, but there was it was a really good balance of everything, man. It's the acting was really great. The visuals, it was really cool. You really didn't have to do. You just needed a really awesome camera because you were doing like filming in L.A. Right,
man,
and
LA sells a story, man. It
right.
is what it is.
The story was really great. The character building. It was just it was kind of a sleeper film. And as a matter of fact, let me tell you what I did. I was like, so I have Prime, obviously, and
Mhm,
but I don't have I don't have like it's called Prime Ultra, which is like ad free. So I was watching a lot of stuff with ads. So if I'm
mhm,
watching a 2.5 hour movie on Amazon with ads, that movie would have been 3 hours and 45 minutes
mhm.
basically. So before I started watching the movie, I went on ahead and got the Prime Ultra so I can watch this joint with no ads. And I sat down and I watched it from start to end. And it
Mhm.
was a 9 in my eyes because it was pretty good. It was pretty watchable. And it's one of those joints that, you can bundle up at night, have you a little drink or whatever and watch this joint and everything to be good. So
Yeah, yeah.
I gave it a 9. Keo gave it an 8. It is available on Amazon Prime Video. Go check it out. Well, there you have it. Thanks for checking out another episode of Flix and Giggles. I am Basil Barrington.
I am DJ Keo.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And until next time, peace.
All right.